Netflix, Warner Brothers, holy smokes, and relationship on the rocks. Oh yeah, today, baby, we're walking you through 6 powerful resets in life. Yeah, it's about renting DVDs or not and help you reconnect with your partner before it's too late. And it all starts right now, live. Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Jimmy, let's go. Welcome to Mornings in the Lab, where
when something negative comes up.
Building muscle improves blood flow.
From squirting to squirreling.
Start small, build up, and expand from there.
Be entertained by fun over here.
How have I slept? Has my sleep been good? That's
What doesn't come from breaking the rules, you guys? There we go. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends, your daily mix of real talk, motivating content, and entertaining conversations delivered live and unfiltered, where the coffee is strong, the accountability is non-negotiable, and the laughs show up whether you are ready or not. Yes, true story. Before we dive into some good old stuff, let's do some housekeeping, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, or say hi in the chat. We got the comments open today in the conversational chat experience. Come on and get after it, you guys. And this is a live show, so we want you part of the conversation. On a scale of 1 to 10, how desperate are you for a reset that could save your relationship? How desperate are you to head on down to Netflix to go rent a DVD? What? Wait a minute. Yeah, Netflix and Warner Brothers come together this morning. We're talking about it during the morning loop at the morning's conversation desks. Come around later on in the hour. Stick around for the deep dive. We're going to get into some conversations about relationship resets, you guys. We got Cheryl Whitaker joining us on the show. And hey, guys, this is an R-rated experience. Sometimes it goes X-rated. If you missed yesterday's show, might have offended you. Good. It worked. The era of boring content is over. The era of rage bait apparently is in. And here in the lab, we have one rule. Don't be a loser. Yeah, don't be a loser who hits the snooze button. Yeah, I'm not calling you the loser. I'm saying don't be a loser. There's a difference. Yeah, because if you are a loser, you're 9 minutes behind the guy who decided to not hit the snooze button. Story. So we are your daily accountability partner, here to help you get your day started with laughter, clarity, and tough love when you need it. If you want that negative stuff, go switch the channel. If you're looking for some inspiring, fun conversation with a bunch of guys who've gotten up and gotten after it for a while, I invite you to stick around. Coming up, you guys, at the conversation desk, we've got a 1.5 trillion. I got Johnny backing up the tank today. $1 trillion monster hiding somewhere in Oregon. What? What's this guy talking about? Good morning, everybody. Stumbling by here. We're talking Netflix, Warner Bros. Coming up here on the show. James Cameron, Terminator franchise. Yeah, coming up, another one. And then, hey, podcasts are dead, according to Joe Budden. You guys like Joe Budden? I love Joe Budden. I know he's a love-hate kind of guy, but Budden is out there talking podcasts are dead. Marty's in the show today. We're going to talk about that. And then, hey, you guys, Leo DiCaprio, since we're talking Warner Bros. And Netflix stuff on the show here today, Leo. Hey, guys, if you're stopping by the channel, I invite you to subscribe, link in, and stick around. This is Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends, a live morning show getting after it every single day right here on YouTube, LinkedIn, and X. And have you guys ever seen Leo get into mode instantly? Johnny always talks about how he's always ready. You want him to go to a competition right now and show some abs? The guy's always ready. Well, we got a quick little clip of Leo showing off his ready mode. And are you ready right now, nation? Are you ready? Are you getting up? Are you ready? Center stage, we got the guy who's here. Oh, yeah, we got the guy who's always here. We got the Petro, Dr. John Petricelli, joining us for a special segment called Bullshit or No Bullshit. Yeah, did Netflix just acquire Warner Brothers, Jimmy, or was that bullshit? That is not bullshit. No, not bullshit. Big news. I could not have imagined, as I was wandering down to Netflix 7,800 years ago, renting my DVDs, Jimmy, looking to get some action with my Netflix and chill girl at the time, that the content that I was renting, they would be owning that content one day. That's a pretty fascinating thing. For all the old dudes on the planet that are out there renting DVDs, you guys are like, oh my God, you mean like Batman is owned by Netflix? What? Superman is owned by Netflix? What? Yeah, and then we're going to get into 6 ways to reset your relationship. Hey, we got a guest favorite, Cheryl Whitaker. She's bringing some joy to the table today, guys. At 9 o'clock Eastern time, Cheryl Whitaker is going to join us for 6 ways to reset your relationship. So, gentlemen, as you're heading into the weekend, and if you're looking to get some action, yeah, true story, this might be a conversation you want to get into. And then if we have some time, Jimmy, I don't know if we're going to have time today because we're so packed with content that we just might have to move the 10-time facts. Oh, yeah, the Handsome Chief talking time. 10-time facts that will melt your brain. And then, of course, on the morning focus, I'm going to talk about the daily grind that sparked some life transformation. Yeah, it started at Netflix. True story. Good morning, Laura Casada, P5S. Where are you joining us from this morning, Laura? I'm Keith. John's coming in. Marty's coming in. That's Jimmy over there in the buttons. Welcome to the big show, Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. And then, hey, coming up at the bottom of the second hour. Yeah, this is a 2-hour show. Laura, 2 hours. Good morning, Sullivan. Good to have you here on the show. Hey, Sully, when's the last time you rented a DVD? Yeah, well, I'm telling you, maybe we're going back to renting DVDs in the future. Who knows? All right. Well, listen, I know I got somebody with their finger on the button. Ready, itchy, just ready, itchy, 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 because, Jimmy, let me clear the throat. Why is that? Well, because Holroyd. The morning loop. It starts right now.
After yesterday's footage, the Lab Oversight Commission is officially in vestiges. 2 emergencies. First, Exhibit A. Keith skipping rope like he was auditioning for Rocky V and melting through the studio floor by 8 a.m. We analyzed the tape. Sweat velocity reached unsafe levels. At one point, we thought the man was actively evaporating. Now, Exhibit B. John claiming he couldn't pick up dog poo because it was raining. Rain isn't kryptonite, brother. We also reviewed the California flip-flop footage. The distress signals were immediate. Wind hit him, and he abandoned the mission. Meanwhile, Keith survived minus 25 like it was a spa day. The contrast raises serious questions about overall team resilience. So our findings are clear. One man sweat enough to fill a swimming pool, another panicked at drizzle. Balance is non-existent. We've done all the investigating we can without protective gear. Time to hear from the culprits themselves. Gentlemen, the floor is yours.
There's no inside jokes here in the lab. None at all. You guys got a skipping rope? Well, you might want to try skip rope. Apparently, it's a new trend in 2025. Yeah, skipping and hula hoop. Nicely done, Neiman, Jimmy, or whoever the hell that was. I'd love to see Anderson skipping rope. That would be something to see. What's going on, Laura Casada? Welcome to the lab this morning. Hey, you guys can join the show that's live right now or in the mornings in the lab community. Laura, meet Adam. Adam, meet Laura. And to join the show in the second hour, we will open the phone lines like we always do. 431-300-3005, 431-300-3005. I invite you. I got 3 ways to get a hold of the Handsome Chief and the Smoke Show, Sophia Grande, and the handsome guy there in the hat there. That's John Anderson. Yeah, 431-300-3005. So if you guys need to connect over the weekend, you're more than happy to send me a text or join the conversation. Second hour, we'll open the phone lines up. It is 1996, back when we're renting DVD rentals, Warner Brothers, and right here on a live show we call Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. And hey, the comments are open. And one last thing, if you guys are joining this show on demand, I'm sorry. I really am. Yeah, I'm sorry that you couldn't get your ass out of bed to join the show live because you missed all the fun shit. Yep. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you're just laying there. You're like, oh, I'm gonna watch Billis an hour later. All right. Yeah. I guess if that's what you want to do, that's best for you. Sure. Get after it. All right. Let's get into the roundup here this morning, guys. Let's get into the conversation desk this morning. And we got a few things, Jimmy, I want to get into. We're going to kick it off here. Jimmy. We are going to start it with what is happening over with Mr. Cameron. James Cameron. You guys Terminator fans? Well, Sterling, Preston, you Terminator friends? What do you guys think of this whole thing?
Nation, James Cameron says he's rebooting Terminator after Avatar 3, but here's the twist. Reality already caught up to his science fiction.
Yeah, imagine trying to outpredict AI in 2025 when half the things Cameron warned us about now have LinkedIn profiles.
Fresh cast, no Arnold, no Sarah Connor, powerless humans versus systems and runaway tech. That's Cameron's new angle, survival without guarantees.
It's not lost upon me this news is dropping the same day that we got this big Warner Brothers Netflix announcement. So apparently Cameron is writing a Terminator 800 or whatever it is. But this one is going to be a Terminator without Arnold and Linda Hamilton. So he's resetting, relaunching. We got Anderson joining the green room in a snowsuit from California after he was frolicking in the backyard cleaning up the dog shit. What's going on, Johnny?
What's up, brother? How are you?
I'm awesome this morning, man. I was just talking about James Cameron. He's going to make Terminator 800 or 805 or whatever one it is.
Well, he's got to get the next one in before the end of the world happens, which is only a few years. That's
just it. Speaking of end of world, I got some breaking news for you that I know you do not know about this morning, and I'm excited to share it with you. Oh, I'm fucking excited to share it with you. It's only a big deal because what we are building here, and it's a big deal because of how we grew up. Well, Netflix has bought Warner Brothers, the studio that owns Batman and DC. And if you think about it, back when you and I were renting DVDs, like going down to the store to rent DVDs, never would we have thought. And the point of this story is that how you start, Johnny, as a human being, you never know how you're going to finish. And that's what I want to link this to, right? Like you would have never known in your journey in life, you would have been here today. And sometimes we think when we're done, and there's a message here. You're never done. Never done.
Well, when you're done is when you die.
That's exactly it. So it's a pretty big. So two reasons I wanted to. So there's a couple things here, Johnny. So we're talking about it today because as we continue to build this live show, we're leaning into a second thumbnail title that leans into live conversational content to hook viewers in. Right. So the big breaking news this morning, trending on YouTube and so forth, is the Warner Brothers Netflix deal. So we're talking about it this morning for a little bit, and it's massive on the media landscape, but it continues to support and perpetuate what we are doing here. The landscape is changing, and I'm telling you right now, man, 2 to 3 years from now, hey, Netflix, yep, hello? Oh, what's that? Oh, you guys are looking for a morning platform. Oh, yeah, we got one. Oh, yeah, we've been doing it for 6 years now. Oh, for 100, what's that? $1 billion. Oh, yeah, for sure, yeah, Keith and Johnny, we'll be on the way down there, for sure, yeah.
Well, this is the way it works, babe.
That is the way it works. How are you, man? How are you? How was your last 22 hours?
It was good. I'm
You got shit on your hands?
No, still haven't done it. Yeah, well, I was yesterday. I got caught doing I shouldn't say caught. I just got in a groove getting some shit done. And I finished up and I was like, it's just fucking cold outside. I don't have to fucking do this. I'll do this when I feel like doing it, And so I didn't do it again.
Hey, Jimmy, I love the confidence in, no, I didn't fucking do it. And that's a man who's like, no, I know what I am. And I'm not cleaning the dog shit today.
Well, I mean, you figure you got to remember, think like this. Like if there's certain things that would motivate one to get this done. We just had guests that left. Right?
Oh, yes, that's right.
If we had guests that were showing up, okay, that's a little different,
Yes. Yeah. I'm sorry, man. I'm just laughing with you right now.
No worries, brother. No worries.
You always
years ago,
yeah.
I was the guy when I said I had to do something, I was going to get it done, irregardless if it fucked up the other shit I was doing.
Maybe as we age, we've earned this, right? No, I'm not fucking doing it right now. No, just not doing it. Fuck it. Just going to do it when I want to do it. Speaking of doing it, so when I met you, you've said
that will never fucking happen.
I know. When I met you, and we've talked many times, and you're like, I'm the guy who's always ready. I'm like, yeah. And you're like, yeah, they want to call me for a photo shoot. I'm going to be ready. Abs, I'm fucking ready. Well, I found a really cool clip. It's about 8 seconds, 12 seconds. You're going to appreciate this because, again, it's content we grew up with, especially I did with Netflix and Warner Bros. Remember Wolf of Wall Street, Leo DiCaprio?
Yeah, I just watched that for the first time.
Fuck, man. Dude, are we always on the same length or what? So there's a really cool scene there. Jimmy, let's get it on the screen here and check this out. This is fucking, watch this. Watch Leo closely, how he instantly gets into character. My point is always ready. Jimmy, run this.
Leonardo DiCaprio stays in a constant ready mode on set, fully primed before every take. The man treats preparation like a professional lifeline. But Leo's approach says something. Readiness isn't talent, it's discipline. Being primed beats being inspired, especially when life doesn't give second takes.
Most of us need 3 reminders, a calendar invite, and a caffeine IV just to start the first task of the day.
Where's the clip?
I don't know, GM. There you go.
Set and background and action.
Look at how his hand was. That's okay, Jimmy. We kind of killed my point there. So Jimmy, for the other ones, I don't want intros for the button stuff. I just want the clips now, just the clips. But if you notice that, Jimmy, just run that clip again. Put Leo on screen there if you can. Now watch how his hand, this is fascinating to me. Watch his hand here. I'm going to put it up here. Watch his hand there, Johnny. Watch his right hand. Watch his face. Watch his right hand come up.
Background and action.
And it's like he's just it's like he's boom. The moment the camera starts, his hand is in your hand and he starts talking. I think it's pretty cool because it just shows that it's like instant, not Leo DiCaprio, instant wolf. Do you follow me? It's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, it's like he knows as soon as he hears his cue,
yes,
he's got to basically change form. It's like a chameleon. Pow.
That's exactly it. And I think that's a skill set that I think is often lost. And what I also enjoy about that, John, is that there's a much intention. It's intentional, very, very intentional. He's not like, oh yeah, I guess the camera's on. I guess I got to start acting now. And that's
that's what it's called. I call that the button.
Oh, right? Yeah.
It's like in some of my ventures, more strength than wrestling, not so much bodybuilding.
Yes.
It was like you just time to push the button, and the button hit, and all the emotion turned off, the pain went away, and it was like you numbed up.
So so interesting. So I was linking that
slowed it down, numbed it up.
Yeah, so I would link in. To me, I think of that as a professional. It's like I was thinking about, I think about you, a professional. And what I mean by that is that often we as humans, we associate a professional about what happens on the court or on the rink, and we often forget about the other 23 hours of the day that we need to perform so we can perform in the arena or in the theater, right? So you talk about yourself having your abs ready. If somebody says, hey, I need a photo shoot, well, you're living a lifestyle that allows you to do that. I'm thinking the same thing with Leo there when he has that scene there. He's just, he's to be a professional as an actor, I'm certain as you're changing chameleons to your point, but like that's just not accident, man. Like that's so intentional, which is why he's one of the greatest actors, I would say, of our generation.
Well, everybody has different ways to get in their space.
Yes. Yes.
And I actually enjoy watching this stuff. Like
me too.
I do. So like some people, like for me, I was kind of one of those guys where I was a little more within. It was like, there was that mental button push, boom, I'm here.
Yes.
Right. Other guys, you see it, they're vocal, they're moving, they're getting their RPMs up, so when that whistle blows, they're already, it's like a dragster, it's if 6,000 RPMs is the top, they're sitting there at 4, right? And then when they hear the whistle, boom, they're right at the top. You know what I mean? As to where I was a little more comfortable at a slightly higher idle. But then like 2 examples. So actor Robin Williams, what his thing was is all these directors kind of agreed that it would appear that he was fucking around the set. Right.
Yes.
But what he was doing was he was making people laugh, because making people laugh gave him something that made him a better actor.
Yes.
It's like if you look at his shows, his shows sometimes would go like 2.5 hours because the more they gave him, the more he could give back.
Yep.
Right.
Oh,
and
man.
Then like one of my favorite, when I was a kid, one of my favorite football players was a guy named John Randall. He played for he played for you remember
the Raiders,
him?
didn't he? The Raiders, didn't he?
No, he might have, but he was a Viking guy primarily.
Okay. I'm thinking somebody else. Okay.
I think there was a Randall for the Raiders, but he was kind of an undersized black guy that he wasn't supposed to make it, and he did. That's what I loved about his story. But and they became one of the greatest. But dude, like I don't know how long it would be, but this fucking guy would be, and his whole team his coaches would just kind of giggle, as he's getting his RPMs up. I mean, he's fucking on the sideline, fucking making sounds and yelling. And it was like, and then by the time the game hit, he was just vocal the whole fucking time. He's talking to the fucking refs. He's talking to the other team's quarterback. He's talking to the fucking lineman across from him. He needed his RPMs up, and it took him a while to get there. So everybody has their thing to get in their spot. And clearly we saw DiCaprio. He just needed to be eyes closed. He knew what he was going to do. He was waiting for that signal. Bam, he took form.
I would actually invite you to reframe what you said, because I'm not necessarily sure I fully agree that I don't know if everybody does have what Robin and Leo has, which is why I put it on the table. And hear me out.
No, I'm not saying everybody has that.
No,
I'm
I know.
saying that.
Yes.
I'm saying that, this is what it takes to be great.
Those that are great have it. That's how I want to frame it.
Yeah.
Those that decide to get out of the stands and get onto the stage have it, because there's a reason they've chased it. And that was, to me, the teaching when I saw Leo. Anybody watch that clip and go, why am I struggling with life? Watch that clip. What do you mean, Keith? Just watch it. Like, just watch it. And seriously, yeah, but he's just moving his hand. If somebody's, I'm like, no, you've missed the whole point. Like, if you see that scene and you can't understand what I'm talking about, then you belong sitting in the stands. You're never going to be on stage because you don't understand how to be a professional. I'm not trying to talk down, but there's truth to that whole thing. Like that scene there, those 6 seconds is a powerful metaphor for being a professional.
Well, and if you think about it, everybody's process, the greats, that when you find, and I hate to say greats because
I know what you mean.
Here, including myself in this conversation, I don't consider myself in the school with these guys, but anybody who's had a higher level of success that has some variation of this. Yes. It's basically a process that they developed to get out of the stands.
Bingo. Because think of his hand placement, John. I'm going to suggest that 99.9% of actors in that move would probably just walk up to the scene with their hand by their side and then just start. Where he's like, well, no, that's not how it's properly done. I'm about the details, right? And I know we talk details again, cutting the noise and the signal, but it's no. Actually, to get out of the stands and get on stage, or to talk LeBron James, no, you need to move over a couple. You need to do this, and then you need to do that. Then you're going to do it. It's like he's saying, no, the right way to do it is this way. It's the same way when you coach me with peptides or lifting or the things that you know as an expert or as a pro. It's the same thing, and that's where I think that those that take interest, back to the lug nut, Johnny. Oh, you mean I got to turn the lug nut 3 more quarters of an inch? Yep. Okay, that's what I got to do. That's what I got to do. That's what I think that was just a great example of going outside of the box to drive success. Speaking of going outside the box, I know
when it was also, it was the hand, it was the eyes closed, it was the head tipped down.
Yes.
It was it was that, like, you quarter turn of a lug nut.
Yeah.
He had a quarter turn of his whole being.
Yes.
He was cocking.
Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. You know what's also very cool is I know you're into minerals and you're into investments and you're into smart investments. Well, there's a Sterling and Preston put something on the table this morning.
You hear what happened with fucking Chase and Silver? Holy shit.
Well, I have not, but let's get back to that in a quick second. There has been a 1.5 ears up, Johnny, $1 trillion white gold mine hidden beneath an Oregon super volcano. I lost my words there. Jimmy, let's put this on the table for us.
Nation, when headlines say largest lithium jackpot ever, they're not exaggerating. Oregon might be sitting on $1 trillion battery vault. Yeah, apparently the world's biggest EV upgrade is hiding under a super volcano. Terrifying, exciting, and somehow perfectly American energy news. Massive opportunity, massive controversy. Mining, money, tribal land debates, global stakes. You two can take this one from here.
1.5 trillion. So it's sitting on the super volcano.
What's the volcano? What is it? I used to be. I'm curious what. We're talking Mount St. Helens. We're talking Mount Hood.
Yeah, it's the deposit sits, Johnny, in the McDermott caldera, a 16 million year old volcanic crater that straddles the Nevada-Oregon line, including the Thacker Pass.
I'm not even aware of what that one is.
Yeah. Hey, Jimmy. Well, we got John Petricelli joining us in the green room. We got a no bullshit session coming up, Johnny, with Petricelli here in a few minutes on center stage. We're gonna have some fun with Petro. Hey, Jimmy,
we're coming in.
He's coming in.
Yeah, I was wondering when you're going to pull the trigger on that.
He's gonna hang out with
Petro. Just so you know, fuck man, he's been sleeping at the wheel. I've been doing,
No, actually, Petro hasn't been. Petro's been joining me on Community Corner here.
No, you've been sleeping at the wheel. Fuck, he's here every day adding fucking value, and he's one of the coolest fucking guests. And he's sitting there. I'm like, what is this little goofy fucker going to stop thinking about fucking Bobo's nutsack and get fucking Petricelli in here?
No, it's Bimbo, not Bobo.
Bimbo, whatever the fuck it is, something Bo. You have your sack, Bo.
We got John Petricelli joining us in a couple minutes here. Hey, Jimmy, while we're doing that, if you can find a Google Maps thing so you can show us where this,
the most telling thing about, what is it, Bimbo?
Bimbo.
What was the most telling thing about this fucker?
It's
Is the way that you positioned yourself.
yeah.
It was my Bilbo.
My
Like,
bimbo. Yeah.
my nutsack. You fucking weirdo.
Here it is, Johnny. Here's this location here. So this is the McDermott caldera. Jimmy, can you zoom in on that? There you go. Yeah. So apparently this is where the world's largest lithium jackpot is sitting. And I don't know how they're going to get it. Recent research has estimates that the caldera may contain roughly 40 million metric tons. And why it matters, Johnny, is it technically and economically recoverable at scale. This could supply global battery manufacturing and electronics for decades, significantly increasing U.S. security. And in a world right now that is looking for minerals everywhere, I'm sure this was a discovery they were quite excited about. So
I was, when I said a super volcano, I was expecting to see like a big fucking mound in the ground. Funny enough, it's not there. You know,
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
it's fairly flat terrain.
it's true. Yeah.
It just shows the you know, kind of the things that we connect to. You know, when we think volcano, we think mountain.
Yes, exactly.
I guess Yellowstone is not that way. Yellowstone is, I mean, fuck, you see shit bubbling out of the fucking ground. It's flat as can be. It looks like the Midwest where that shit's bubbling.
Yeah, isn't that true? At Yellowstone there. Absolutely. Hey, good morning, Jericho. I see you there in the comments. Jericho, I'll connect with you after the show, brother. Thanks for hanging in here. I got my lovely pet in the show as well. Good morning, Lauren. She was getting after this morning, big time hard in the gym. I love doing that. We got a date night tonight, Johnny, going to the Jets game. Looking forward to that. And hey, Jimmy, before we bring in Petro, let's do this epic spot. Johnny, I know we're both you're curious souls. I found something really cool. And after this, we're going to bring in John to do a bullshit, no bullshit session. The skill of a golden eagle. So this is pretty damn cool, man. Jimmy, let's throw this on the screen, man.
You saw that eagle drop a deer like loose luggage?
And you still think your to-do list makes you dangerous? One bird, one small deer, whole valley watching that moment. That is what focus looks like, not another tab open.
Once that bird commits to the lift, there is no wobble.
Your problem is you keep putting things back down. That clip is just nature saying, look up, zoom out. You stare at your screen and miss the whole sky.
You keep jogging in circles, that bird crossed a whole valley.
Big moves beat busy steps every single time. Remember that clip next time you stall on a decision. Pick a direction and move. That's your epic spot.
Is that eagle just grabbing it?
Did you see that fucker holding on to the deer, trying to fucking get lift off? It was like a plane that was overloaded trying to get off the end of the runway.
Yeah,
and then when he opened up his wingspan, that thing's got to be 8 feet across.
Yes, I know. It's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. That's I thought that was pretty neat when I saw that thing there. So Jimmy, here's
crazy. He knew. He just needed to get a little bit of momentum. He was going to get it off the ground. You could see he knew it. He just needed to get to a decline to where.
Well, here's the thing.
Slide that thing down the hill.
Think about this. That deer was just walking, and all of a sudden the eagle flies by, and it's like, oh, I'm hungry. Picks it up and starts flying, and then to kill it, it dropped it.
Yeah.
Like,
and then every other critter in the fucking valley started scoping out the meal.
Yeah. So we, I know you have big dogs. We have I got obviously an English bulldog, but I got my little Lola, my little Pomeranian, who's maybe 3 pounds. And sometimes she's in the backyard, and I'll see eagles flying around here. I'm like, all right, Lola, it's time to go inside the house.
Dude, there was just a fucking thing that somebody sent me. It was dogs defending the family baby. Right? Really touching. Really? And yeah, like weird shit, like the dog somehow knew that the chandelier was coming and like got on top of the baby so it hit the dog, not the baby. That kind of shit.
Oh yeah. Interesting.
Anyway, this fucking eagle is soaring in across. Looked like they were at some sort of a like a nature reserve or something, but it was a big wide field. And the dog was running around. The family's just kind of having fun of this open space. This fucking eagle comes soaring down. The fucking dog sees it and gets in front of the baby. So basically interrupted the eagle trying to grab the baby.
Crazy. Could you imagine? Yeah. Could you imagine if that eagle would have grabbed the fucking baby? And I'm
had him up in the air and fucking. Can you imagine the parents watching that happen?
Dude, no, I can't imagine that.
And then I don't know if you'd have dropped him because he was small enough, but they would have. I mean, holy God, talk about terror.
So I'm actually curious. I'm just, I don't know if we have time. I'm actually curious if that's ever happened. right? Where a hawker,
guarantee it is.
sure, yeah, you're absolutely right. Sure, it has. Yeah, sure, it has. Absolutely. All right. Good morning, everybody. Hanging out with Keith and John here on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. We're wrapping up at the morning loop here, and we're going to get to center stage. We got our resident bullshit professor joining us here in about a minute, Dr. John Petrocelli.
Real quick, before that thing was silver. I was curious to ask Grok. I was going to do it. I didn't get around to it. So what I heard was Chase took like 13 or something million ounces of silver and took it from public to reserved, which means they couldn't trade off it anymore. They locked it up. So it's only theirs, which is like almost 10% of the whole fucking market. So if a huge institution is taking the silver off the market, it's not tradable, and making it theirs, that's a huge symbol. Something's coming. I just don't know if it's true. Ask Grok.
What's the impact of that, Grok, of that news?
Big move if it's JP Morgan. They're already the biggest private holder, with over 150 million ounces in their vaults from ETF stuff. But locking up another 13 million? That's about 5% of the global annual mine supply, not 10. Still massive. It screams they're prepping for a squeeze, holding against inflation or EV boom demand. Silver's already up 50% this year. This could rocket it to $50 an ounce easy, making physical buyers rich and short sweat. Smart play by the bank. Bullish as hell for us little guys stacking.
So there you go, Johnny.
So it is true.
Yep, 100%.
Wow.
Yep. So something to be said for that.
Man, we're living in some weird fucking times, man.
A lot of stuff happening behind the scenes. Speaking of behind the scenes, Jimmy, let's get the intro going. Let's bring the doc, and we're going to do a bullshit or no bullshit session with the resident bullshit professor himself. I sent him a note yesterday and said, Johnny, I said, we got a guest move out of the seat today. Would you mind joining? He's like, I'd love to. So I created a segment here. It's called BS or no BS. We're going to throw stuff on the table, John, and then we're going to challenge the professor himself, whether it's bullshit or not bullshit, and see what he has to say. We'll see if he's
we're going to challenge him.
Oh yeah. Well, I got some stuff here. Yeah, we're going to have some fun here. So he's ready.
Just trying to understand the rules of the game.
Yeah, well, we're making it up as we go right now. So let's do it. Jimmy, let's get this center stage started, pal.
Today, we're testing the ideas we repeat without thinking. Not trivia, but the beliefs that quietly guide how we live. Some of these claims sound empowering, some sound scientific, and some feel true only because we've heard them 1,000 times. Multitasking, intuition, mastery, communication, confidence. They shape our decisions, yet most of us haven't examined whether they're actually real. Dr. John Petrocelli studies why smart people fall for convincing bullshit. His work shows how easily confidence masquerades as truth. The surprising part isn't which claims are true. It's how easily smart people mistake confidence for accuracy and familiarity for evidence.
I don't know why it's so funny when I hear an AI character swear, but we got Dr. John Petrocelli here talking bullshit. What's going on, Petro? I got you in an hour early today. What's going on, pal?
Yeah. Same old, but I'm glad to join you guys here today. You know, all these topics talking about this eagle. I keep looking out here. There's a oversized, healthy hawk and an owl. All right. And I have an undersized beagle. And I'm always looking at my backyard here.
Yeah. Either one of those could take that beagle for a ride, couldn't it?
Yeah. An owl is strong enough to take 20-pound dog. So, you know, but we've got a wintry mix here.
Oh, a wintry mix in the Carolinas this morning.
so I joined the club of not picking up the dog shit today.
Oh, you two Johns, man.
Attaboy. I was actually thinking about calling the neighbor kid, to be honest. He owes me a lot of favors. I've given him so many tips on weight training over the years, and he tells me all the time, anything you need, let me know. And I think I might just stoop low enough to have him pick up the shit.
Anything you need. And then what he does, Petro, is he says, hey, will you come pick up the dog shit for me?
Well, you know what I do sometimes I'll like if I get involved in some cool shit. Like if Ben can't film me, I'll have him like film me and stuff like that, which he fucking loves. You know?
Oh, of course. Yes.
So it's not like the first time I call him, I'll have him fucking get the pooper scooper out. But you know what I'll do is I'll tuck it inside some other tasks. I'll have him trim some palm trees. Oh, by the way, Let's pick this up. I'll come over here with the idea is going to trim palm trees.
You dirty bastard. So Petro, I set up a fun segment here, and ideally, I was thinking last night as I was working on it, this could be an ongoing thing we could have some fun with you at. So I found some alleged truths, perhaps I'll call them, or alleged, however we want to, anecdotes, truths, however society goes about things. And then I want you to basically call it whether it's bullshit or not bullshit from your perspective. For example, like I'll give you an example of one, right? So one of them is that, and actually John talked about it during your lifestyle tip yesterday, the day before, Anderson, which was, here's the first one for you, our resident bullshit professor. Most people can actually multitask. So is that legit, or is that one of the greatest lies the productivity world has always sold us?
I think it's all in the setup, though. That's am I right, Petro? If you answer that question, it's easily going to be yes, because he didn't really define how good they're going to be while they're doing it. Correct?
Yeah, there's no criterion in that statement.
There we go, baby. There we go. Shit, I could spot that one. Maybe I need to be a bullshit professor.
So it's kind of like,
I think Anderson already is a bullshit professor, but go on, Petro.
So it's like asking, can you chew gum and walk at the same time? Of course, people can do that, but can they add another task to that and complete it successfully? Right. So is performance affected in any way? That's what I think people are usually getting at when they say that. Well, I'm going to multitask. I'm going to get 2 or 3 things done in the same amount of time. So to engage in multitasking, yes, but to do it successfully such that you're actually saving time, that's another matter. So I'm not sure what if that's implied.
Well, let me add. I want to join that party, brother. Like when I'm multitasking, it has to be a series of tasks that I can efficiently do so. I can't think that I'm going to be creative and do some other task, but I could do a bunch of busy work shit that just, I could be interrupted from and do this and do that because it's borderline mindless work that I shouldn't be doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think
you agree with that, brother?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's domain specific too. So
Yes.
if I say, well, I'm going to go for a jog, and on my way out the house, I'm going to carry the garbage. It's right over there and toss it in the can. I mean, that's not going to increase any amount of time, and that I might save some time. But that's on the short scale. Much bigger projects. If I've got 3 or 4 different projects going on, and I got to start one and if there's a lot of start and stop time in between, then usually people are losing time and it's taking actually longer. There's actually a lot of studies on this in the past decade that sort of dispel this myth that in most cases that people try to multitask, where they're trying to communicate with different groups of people, they're working on projects with multiple teams. In the end, it's going to take you longer because they're not accounting for all that starting and stopping time and the transition time.
Here would be an example that I would say that this is a perfect parent for multitasking. In the morning when I'm cooking my eggs, I will often also then set up the coffee maker if I didn't do it the night before, because I would be sitting there waiting for the eggs. Well, I can turn around and the coffee maker's right there. I can hear the eggs. I can tell when they need to be stirred by the sound. So these would be 2 compatible tasks. Would you agree?
I would agree with that. Yeah, you're taking advantage of the dead time.
Yes.
With the eggs.
That should be more of it in the definition than Would you agree, Petro?
Yeah, it reminds me of the scene of Batman Lego movie where he's just standing there waiting for the microwave. He's kind of whistling away, and he's like, he could have been doing a few air squats or some push-ups there. But he didn't.
Exactly. Well, how would we rephrase this question that would put it now? Do it for us with the criteria. How would you do it so someone would be forced to answer this in a way that would actually give some valued information?
Yes.
Yeah, I would hedge it with specific domains or specific tasks, for example. But I would counter it with examples that don't work. So this would be what we call a moderator. So there's a domain specific case where multitasking might improve performance or decrease overall amount of time that 2 independent tasks might incur, but another domain where it's going to increase the time. So I would hedge it with an example that really gets at that domain. I'm not sure if they've named that domain yet, but I like your words, John, where what were the words you used? Compatible.
Yeah.
Pairing tasks that actually complement each other. And I think in your way of putting what I look for in that is filling dead spots. So I know that if I'm doing one thing with dead air, that to me, I can't stand that. That's time that I'm letting slip out of my fucking life. So I'm always going to have, and something else on the side burner that I can stick in there while I'm waiting for something. Like when I'm working on, like funny enough, with one of my websites I'm working on, when I'm going to check and see what they're doing, fuck, it takes forever for that bitch to load. So there's 60 seconds while all of their new work is popping up. So I hit fucking the thing. I'm working on something else. Sometimes I might look up and I've been gone for 90 seconds, but who cares? It's not a time sensitive thing. It's just me filling that gap.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. When you're killing dead time, or you're doing something while you're waiting for someone else to complete maybe the next phase of the task, then I would imagine that you're being successful at multitasking. But really, it's probably a special case of multitasking, though, right? Because while you're waiting for something else to be completed, you're doing something else at the moment. You're not. I don't know if you're technically multitasking. You're not actually, unless you are actually, you're with the right hand. You're waxing with the right hand and you're waxing off with the left hand. I mean, that's multitasking, but simultaneous. But
all right, we're talking bullshit.
Yeah.
We're talking.
So like with Keith would be multitasking when he's got a hold of his own junk and he's got a hold of Bobo's scrotum.
That's
that's multitasking.
That would be textbook multitasking.
Well, there we go.
That's a good way to bring this call. That's a good way to bring that one home there, Anderson. All right, so fuck, man. Hey, John, Petro. So Malcolm Gladwell has a famous rule, which is you need 10,000 hours to master anything. I gotta think that's bullshit.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good example of bullshit.
It is. Wouldn't that be more of like a blanket statement to get people to understand that you're not gonna get in great shape tomorrow? It's more, isn't it more of like a figure of speech rather than a true statistic? Now, granted, it might be true in some things, but it can't be true in everything. That's silly.
Yeah. Well, Malcolm Gladwell is fantastic at telling a story and giving examples that kind of zero you in on, I think everything takes 10,000 hours and I'm going to, apply this, but common experience shows that that's not true.
So this is exactly
I learned how to ski relatively quickly and then fall on my ass and hurt myself because I assimilated the movements of ice skating. So I was pretty good at ice skating. The first time I went to Sugar Mountain to learn how to ski, I just did exactly what the instructor told me in that 30-minute lesson. And before I know it, I'm flying down hills, no problem. Because to me, it was a lot like ice skating. So it didn't take me 10,000 hours. I'm actually a pretty decent skier. Now, if I try to apply that to water skiing, that is not going to work. Anyone that's done
different creatures
than snow, skiing on skis on snow down a mountain is nothing like water skiing. You're gonna be falling 10,000 times if you try to do that. So, but I don't believe it's going to take you 10,000 hours to master. Maybe to be an Olympic water skier, I don't know, but so the criterion again on mastery, you have to identify, well, what is mastery, and what's the actual behavior. But to say that as a blanket statement, I would say, that's bullshit.
And that's often the thing, isn't it? Because I think what often happens is we throw numbers in front of a statement. So, for example, you need 10,000 steps to do this, but yet, and you've heard this show before, Petra, where we always say, well, who's they said that? Right, so in this case, it was Malcolm Gladwell, but somewhere along the way, Apple decided when they released the watch that 10,000 steps was a number for what? So I got to think when you as a social scientist hear a lead up with a number, your ears go up going, bullshit. Am I correct?
Oh, well, it's a potential cue. Yeah, there's actually a good paper. There's a good paper on this too. A researcher by the name of Kimo Erickson did a paper about 10 years ago in judgment and decision making, and he called the effect he found was called the nonsense math effect. And so he took 2 papers that just had the abstract, the summary of the paper, and had professionals, people in all sorts of all areas, a lot of academics also take a look at one of these 2 abstracts. And one of the abstracts, they were identical, but one of the abstracts had, this ambiguous mathematical equation, with all kinds of symbols and everything, and a square root, right? That was the only difference between the 2 abstracts, right? And most everyone rated the abstract with the nonsense mathematical function as relatively higher, and it was more convincing, and it was valued more than the abstract without the mathematical function. So he called this the nonsense math effect. And so when people see that, that's a cue for, this is really scientific. This is really deep stuff here, right? It's really heady, and I don't know exactly what the function means or what the numbers mean, but it can be a cue for potential bullshit if it's not actually tied to supporting or verifying, demonstrating evidence for the claim. It's just kind of the number just thrown out there. So, well, that reminds me, there was a guy that said my stock decreased by 300%. 300%. How can something decrease by more than anything than 100%? Right? I mean, you go to zero.
You can increase that much, but you can't decrease. It's not possible.
Yeah. Do I owe money now? That So people just throw numbers out there a lot of times. It just and unless they know what they're talking about, a lot of times is.
Well, it's funny because we got Matty Roof in the comments here. Good morning, Roofy, and he says, what was his comment here? Which is hear my words closely. They say 70% of all statistics are made up, and it's funny, John, right? Because who's they? And then we don't know if 70% is real. But my point is that the 3 of us grew up with 2 scoops of raisins and a box of Kellogg. And my point is that we perpetuate a headline, Petro, and that just thing gets perpetuated. And I see how bullshit lives forever. I go back to 10,000 steps, or I go back to Gladwell's 10,000 hours. And you as a scientist, you must get frustrated sometimes going, how can we stop this myth?
Great question. I got a good example to use with you.
Yes.
You could tell me if it's bullshit or not. So here in the point here is to read the first, the original source of the claim. Usually by the time it gets to I don't know, that's probably 300,000 times removed from the original statement. All right. So there was an article written 2014, and it was published in Medical Chemistry Communication.
Okay.
The title was "The Synthesis and Functional Evaluation of a Mitochondria-Targeted Hydrogen Sulfide Donor."
What?
Okay. I don't know what that means. Right now, this is legit research. Okay?
Yeah.
This is legit research. Now, this was published out of the University of Exeter Medical School.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what happened to this paper was just mind bending. So, people at University of Exeter, I think the school newspaper, and then other what we call science journalists picked this paper up, right? And they published sort of summaries of the findings under the titles "Rotten Eggs Gas Holds Key to Health Therapies," and "Scientists Say Smelling Farts Might Prevent Cancer." or sniffing your partner's farts could help ward off disease. One of these was actually in Time magazine online. Okay, so the science journalist took this way over the mountain, right? And the authors never had any claims whatsoever that smelling flatulence has any medical benefits. Okay, but what most people
if it does, I'm in fucking great shape.
I was waiting for that. So is Terry.
Fuck man, I'm cancer free as a motherfucker, and so is my family. Shit, we're all good.
Petro.
Yeah. So remember, I read you the original source. I read you the original title, right?
Yeah.
And the abstract has a lot of technical language and a few abbreviations and maybe a few numbers in there. But this is actually legit research. But what most people read was not the original article. What they read was rotten egg gas holds key to health therapies. So it's that kind of thing. Is are you actually getting the original claim from the authors that actually put out the findings in the first place? Usually we're not. So a lot of the papers are under sometimes under a paywall or password protected, and you got to get into you can at least read the abstract of any scientific findings in the journals. But there's literally thousands of journals, and they vary in their quality. Okay.
As you're talking, Petro, I got to think, man. Hey, Anderson, I think we might have to create a live segment about this weekly, because as Petro's talking, we every single day there's just nothing but bullshit perpetuated, and between AI headlines and fake headlines, it's almost, well, we know now it's never been harder to spot the truth. I got to think in your role, Petro, it's even harder than ever to do your job, actually.
Well, I would imagine so, because to the extent that people are communicating and writing, digitally providing their claims, social media and all sorts of platforms, to the extent that people are actually communicating and documenting their communication more, and I would say there's probably more bullshit today than we've ever had.
Well, because
Petro,
also
let me ask you a question there, because like in some of this stuff, like that last thing about flatulence, Christ almighty, that went so far into the weeds for me in the beginning. I had nothing to say. I couldn't have spoke up, intelligently or even pretended. So I think as I sit here and think about this, what I tend to do, I think, is more look at the person, but then also look at the language of the person. Like, perfect example, you used a statistic, but you use probably first. Like, this is not a fact. It's like it was always like a direction. Oh. And so I think when I'm listening to somebody talk, I'm trying to look for does this person, over glorify or over sensationalize, because then that tells me right there I got to be careful with what they're saying. So I think I attach myself to the person, and then if I can't identify that, I'll go to the little pieces of language, because if you didn't say probably, that would have been more of a direct insinuation, like it was factual. Well, what else is this fucker going to say that's possibly factual, that's not true? Yes. And then once I get those two put together, at least I know which side of the fence I should be on with the content of their of whatever it is they have to say. So I think, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, first of all, you're an excellent listener if you're picking up those hedges, those qualifiers, right? And if someone is using them, that I would say they're an above average communicator too, because they're hedging there. If someone says, well, in all likelihood, or perhaps, or sometimes, probably, under particular conditions, or I'm not sure I really know what I'm talking about, I'm speculating, right? So they're already giving you the heads up that they actually are interested in the truth, but they're not entirely sure of the, maybe any evidence that might support the claim. So that's very good communication. But most often you get statements like they say, as if it's a blanket statement, like that everyone with with an IQ of 100 or above would say, "Oh yeah, that's they," implying as though logic and common sense suggest, but it often doesn't. A lot of times, common sense is actually countered by something that is often surprising. So what's identified as common sense often gets that qualifier of they, or everyone's saying, or a lot of people are saying, implying as though that it's gospel truth, but it's often not when you look a little bit more carefully. So yeah, picking up on those things that cue the intention or the motivation of the sender is primary bullshit detection.
Or something like this. So like if some fat unsuccessful fucking piece of shit says, yeah, you need 10,000 hours. I'm thinking, you haven't done 10,000 hours of anything, you fat fuck. Why am I going to listen to you? So what he's saying doesn't match with what he's demonstrated. So that right there to me is a huge alarm also.
Yeah, that also sounds, John, like a way to sort of dismiss and to give oneself a license to not apply to that, because like who could we actually ask to put in 10,000 hours today? It's not going to happen. So it's a way, I think, of sort of dismissing responsibility for the effect. So it's like, well, you can't blame me now. It's going to take it would take me 10,000 hours now. So it's easy to get away with, because I think people oftentimes, what we find in our research is that when people give you those cues to the idea that they're not really knowing what they're talking about, they're really not motivated for truth, people tend to check out mentally. So, John, I guess you would be an exception. You're getting a little bit deeper, and you're kind of giving them the benefit of the doubt and say, well, let me think about this a little bit more. That's not the typical response. So when people say, yeah, this guy's probably, I think he's bullshitting me about these 10,000 hours, they stop thinking about it.
Yes.
So, they usually assume that, well, what this claim is suggesting, or what this bullshitter is probably saying, what he's saying is harmless anyway. But I think it does creep in. I think people start believing, oh yeah, this 10,000 hours, because they keep hearing it about 10,000 times.
Well, it's back to the 10,000 steps. We've been perpetuated. I'll use 10,000 steps like I talk about 2 scoops of raisins. It's like there's pivotable things, right? Yeah. We grew up with 2 scoops of raisins. And then 10 years ago when they released the watch, it became 10,000 steps. And what's also happened, and we're going to wrap the segment up and bring Cheryl Whitaker in for our center stage segment here in a couple minutes. Cheryl, I'll see you sitting there in the green room. John, Petra, what also frustrates me about this, or perhaps makes me curious, I don't see this changing anytime soon, is that the big platforms, the Instagrams, the X's, the LinkedIns of the world are rewarding us more than ever for direct messaging. So John sees a message with a headline that says, hey, 10,000 steps is what's going to do good. And then if John shares it with Keith and Anderson and Cheryl, well, John's rewarded for that. So it's like we are rewarding society with playing the game of telephone, Petro. And I don't know if this is ever going to end anytime soon, because we both know many live on headlines, and headlines are often, as your science experiment suggested, was wrong, because flatulence is not making anybody right. So it's quite fascinating. Petro, thanks for hanging out with us this morning, brother. A closing word from you before we wrap up with you, pal?
Well, hey, keep fighting the bullshit, I would say. It was great week this week. I wanted to congratulate you guys again. Fantastic conversations with guests and with Saul yesterday.
That guy was, and that dude was authentic to the core, man. I loved it. Nothing about him was like positioned by him. You know what I mean? It's like it was like the universe and his parents is like, he just was like this creature here to do what he's doing. Everything from the name to the beard to the whole deal, man. I love it.
Yeah, I wanted to just sit there like at the fireplace and have stories, that's
true. It's so true.
But I just same old thing. I mean, I'll probably be skipping on the ice skating during the rain this week, but
Nicely
Other
done.
than that,
Nicely done. All right, Petro. Lots of love from you, man. You know how I feel about you. Lots of love for you. I always enjoy your contributions to the show. I love how much you contribute in the comments all the time, and you are part of what we are building here, pal. So you enjoy your day, and I won't be talking with you from an hour from now. So you enjoy your weekend, and I got some stuff to update you over the weekend as well. Okay, pal.
sounds good. All right,
All
guys.
Thank you,
Keep killing
Petro.
it.
All right,
Keep
all
killing
right.
it.
Let's do lifestyle tip, Jimmy, and we'll come back with center stage. We'll come back with deep dive with Cheryl Whitaker. Let's do it, Jim.
Well, I got to tell you, that conversation with Petro had me so involved. I wasn't really queued up for thinking about what I was going to talk about in my lifestyle tip. That's how good that conversation was. That's good shit. But what I do want to talk about, and I've done it plenty of times before, is it's Friday. And one of the things that so many people get caught up in is thank God it's Friday. What's the thing? TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. Like people pass that around like it's this anthem. Well, if you're one of those people, God damn it, that means you're still subscribed to the wrong service. That means you're still stuck in this this week-long loop of got to get through Monday through Friday so I have Saturday and Sunday so I don't have to do the shit that I've done all week. And that's no way to live, my friends. No. The good news is you have a choice. The hard part about that choice is you have to execute it. Now, what will make it easier? Start slow, start small. What is it that you would want to do Monday through Friday that would make you say, thank God it's Friday? Well, take that thing and start working on it. And you'd be really surprised when you work on something that you enjoy doing. And I don't have time. Some of you are thinking, well, guess what? Stop with the fucking bullshit TV. Or maybe you don't watch bullshit TV. Good for you. You're a step ahead. Get up a little early. Start investing a little bit of your time in something that you enjoy, that you think has a possibility to monetize. Give it a shot. At very least, this thing that you're working on will be inserted into your weeks, meaning in the morning or after that job that you can't wait to get away from. And at very least, you've started to like sprinkle in some shit that you want to do Monday through Friday, rather than just trying to put your brain in a space where you're avoiding thinking about doing what you have to do Monday through Friday. There's a big difference between avoiding what you don't want to do and actually approaching something you do want to do. We all have things we don't want to do. I don't want to pick up the dog shit. Well, I might call the neighbor kid, but that's a different story. Point of being is if you do the shit you don't want to do, but you know that there's some shit you do want to do, it will kind of change how you're positioning, how you feel about what you're doing daily and weekly. But what I'm getting at is this. If you're thank God it's Friday, let it be your sign and think about it. Because when you think about this, this is the first step, because it doesn't have to be this way. The odds are there are plenty of opportunities around you, but you've actually got to take the first step by saying, son of a bitch, I'm subscribed to the wrong service. This all starts there. Rock and roll.
Whoa, did you guys see the comments? Mike Sullivan's walking up to the table, pulled up his wallet, and he said, hey, I am really enjoying and I am appreciating and I am loving the value that the Mornings in the Lab community is creating. And what does he do? He steps up and he puts $25 on the table. Sully, are you kidding me? Brother, full of gratitude, full of love. Thank you so much. You know what, Jimmy, sometimes I just find like the two words that society gave us, thank and then you, I just sometimes don't feel like they're strong enough. I really don't, because I've never met this guy my entire life, stumbles onto our show, and over the last number of months, every now and then he chips in. And I'm so, so grateful. So Sully, I appreciate you, man. the show doesn't exist if you don't get up and hang out with us. It's true. It's actually true. So you have a choice to choose to spend it with us, and I got nothing but gratitude for that. All right, guys, you guys can join the show with us. The comments are open, as well as the phone line, second hour, 431-300-3005. And if you're watching the show on demand, I'm sorry you're missing the live experience. You suck. Yeah, you suck. Get up. Come join us live. You missed the live awesome conversation we just had with John Petricelli. We talked about the Warner Brothers Netflix acquisition. Big things are happening. Just think back years ago when you're walking renting DVDs, never would you know that some of the content you were renting would be owned by the company you're renting it from. A major shift happening in the media landscape. Hey guys, go back to the beginning. We talked about Leo DiCaprio's always on, ready for action mindset. A fascinating video we dropped about 8 seconds, but shows how he is always in character or getting into character. We talked bullshit with Petro, and coming up with our favorite guest, don't tell anybody else, Cheryl Whitaker. 6 ways to reset your relationship before it's too late. And Jimmy, it all starts right now.
Most relationships don't fall apart suddenly. They drift. Today's deep dive is about calling time out before it becomes permanent damage. The real reset starts when both people actually stop recycling the same argument and choose to show up differently on purpose. Connection isn't complicated. It's consistency. Daily signals that say you matter, I'm here, and I'm choosing us, even on busy days. Trust doesn't rebuild through speeches. It rebuilds through patterns. Clear changes, followed through commitments, and behavior that matches your promises. And here's the twist. Resetting the relationship usually starts with resetting yourself. That shift alone can change the entire dynamic.
Cheryl Whitaker, we brought you back. How are you, kid?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic.
Good morning.
Oh, you left the hat off today.
No hat today, but I got my fancy glasses, my blue light glasses.
Love it.
Yeah.
So I dragged you into the lab today. I sent you a note yesterday. I said, hey, would you come back and join a conversation with myself and Anderson about resetting relationships? I'm always looking for interesting conversations to have. We're coming into holiday season. We're through holiday season. We're getting into busy times, and a lot of couples might be kind of going in separate directions. I'm thinking you've been married for a couple days, maybe. I know you love your husband lots. So Johnny's been married for a while here. So I thought we could have a conversation about 6 ways to reset a relationship, maybe before it is too late. Can I start with you? How long have you been married, Cheryl?
I love it. Married 12 years.
Yes.
Awesome hubby. Yeah, we met online. Dwayne. Yep.
Oh, you met online. Can you tell us that story?
Yeah. So it's really funny because back then, I don't know if many people were online looking for love, but I was. He really wasn't. He had a bunch of friends who were like, you need to go out there, find your girl. And he's like, no, I don't. But they forced him to. And so when I was just looking through pictures and everything, clicked on him, his face, because he's beautiful inside and out.
Yeah.
And he had no information, Keith. He had no information whatsoever. Everything was like bullshit. Like Petro, right?
You got to connect with Petro, man. He's
I got
awesome.
it. He's really awesome.
Awesome, man. I'm a huge fan of his.
He's really awesome. A cool name too.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I saw that, I looked at him and I was like, okay, this guy's not doing anything. So I moved on. But what happens is when you do that, when you click on someone, they can see that you looked at them. And so he sent me a note.
Oh.
Right. Because he saw my profile, liked what he saw, liked what I said.
Yeah.
And he sent me a note saying, everything that you want is going to land right in your lap. I hope I'm not too heavy.
Dude.
I know.
Dude.
I know. And so we met in person on April Fool's Day, got engaged 2 years later on April Fool's Day, and we got married 3 years later, April Fool's Day.
I just got
on a Monday.
Anderson, look who I dragged back into the
John.
I could hear, I knew that voice. I was sitting on the toilet.
John.
How are you, Cheryl? I sit on the toilet. I know that voice.
You're like,
and then
Keith, get off the toilet.
And Keith said no hat, and I was like, she didn't wear a hat when I met her, so I know exactly what I'm looking at.
You know what? I almost wore a hat today, but then I was like, I got some meetings to do after this. So I'm
I
like,
love
no hat.
I love it. I love it.
You know, I actually had a different hat on this morning because I was wearing my standard, this guy, but it's so fucking cold, man. I had a goddamn beanie on, warming my ass up this morning.
You Americans can't complain. No, I'm just not taking it from Petro or from Whitaker or from Anderson about cold. No, not even going to take it. Sorry, I'm the Canadian guy.
It's 21 degrees. It's 21 degrees this morning.
Just shush. All of you, shush. We're talking relationship resets. Number 1. I got 6 on the table for us to get after here today.
Oh, okay. You got him. Okay, cool.
All right. Number 1, call a clear reset. Maybe sometimes it's just time to set aside some calm, uninterrupted time and explicitly name that, hey, Cheryl, can we just have a restart? Can we just have a sit down and restart? Have you and Dwayne experienced that? And Cheryl, I'm Johnny. I'm going to come to you. Have you guys ever gone through that, Cheryl?
Yeah, we're actually going through that right now. We are both, look, I'm a coach, so I try out assessments on my husband. Lucky and now he's a life coach now. And so we found out we're both avoiders and we're both pleasers.
Oh.
And so what happens when avoiders and pleasers fall in love? When 2 avoiders and pleasers fall in love, you try to make each other happy all the time and you avoid the stuff that really matters sometimes. And so we reset every Sunday. Every Sunday we sit down in we call it the green room. It's really like our family room, nice and cozy and warm. And we sit down and we talk about the shit that, that we kind of like swept under the rug.
Yeah.
But Sunday is a day for us to reset and talk about it.
Well, with that rhythm, it's going to be hard to let shit get away from you for sure.
Exactly.
Right into it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes, that's what Terry and I just went through one of those mid-year. Somewhere in the summertime, late summer, or midsummer, and it was ours comes kind of similar to what you're talking about because she's she's a self-proclaimed hothead. She's very reactive.
Okay.
I mean, we driving, and she's fucking flipping people off and shit like that. I mean, she's subtle about it,
She's subtle.
Subtle? How are you subtle about a flip off? I'm trying to figure that out.
She's subtle about it. She's just
because it's she doesn't like voice herself and like, but she'll like be holding the steering wheel and flip somebody off when she's holding the steering wheel, that type of shit. Just kind of like, fuck you cut in front of me. And my thing is that person doesn't deserve your time to fucking flip them off. That's the way I look at it. I'm very I'm opposite. I'm not reactive at all. But the problem would lie with the 2 of us because when she's if she doesn't like something I've done, she's going to react and I'm going to know about it right then and there. As to where I'm very not reactive, so I'm happy to just let the shit roll off my back and keep on moving forward. But sometimes it won't roll all the way off my back. And so it'll be to that point where I have to say to her, okay, I need to start voicing myself more because, you're sitting here thinking everything is one-sided because you're the only one chirping. Well, I'll chirp if you want me to, but I just don't think that that's the way for us to live. And so we go through, it's a little bit random of how it happens. But I can feel it's like a bottlenecks a little bit, and then we'll have to go through one of these.
John, I can relate to that. Actually, I can relate. So often I will just, be quiet. Maybe me as a personality, I'll just kind of just observe and be quiet and just kind of go through. And then unfortunately, sometimes I will respond. Johnny, I'm sorry, I'll react instead of respond. Right. So since we've been hanging out and you've been coaching me, you don't even know it. I've been working hard at that. Responding instead of reacting, right? Because and I've been learning to communicate along the way instead of letting it build up to your point, John, where it's like, okay, and that's
it blows up.
Yeah, right. So
I remember when I first kind of hatched that concept, you were like, oh shit.
I do 100%. Yes, it was a big lesson for me actually, and I've worked really hard at that. And Cheryl, just so you know, Johnny, so we've been hanging on for about a year and almost coming up on 2 years here soon. And it was John who said, I would encourage you to think about responding instead of reacting, and it's just the changing of the R, right? And I found, and truthfully, there's times where I will less explode, but I will get excited. But I've had to learn how to respond instead of react. And you
know why it's easy?
Oh, I love that.
Well, here's why it's easy. because I mean, a lot of times people think, oh, it's so hard, blah, 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 blah. Well, think of it from a selfish perspective. It's very easy for us to do what makes us feel good.
Yes,
it's just
exactly.
innate. Right? It's built into us. So when I react, I feel terrible about myself. And when I say terrible about myself is because I've let my brain chemicals got away from me. Now I physically feel fucked up.
Yep.
Versus when I respond, I keep my nervous system where I want to be. This is where I like to exist. It feels good. It feels smooth. I'm focused. I'm clear. My shit gets all whacked out from fucking reacting. You know, I'm fucking jittery. I'm like, God, this is not where I want to live.
I'm choosing words that I want. I choose words that I don't want to use. I'm like, I don't use these words in real life. And then all of a sudden I use words. I'm like, why the fuck did I just say that?
Now you're apologizing. Now you have to apologize.
Yes.
It's also about thinking about where you want to end up at the end of that exchange.
Yes.
Right. What are you looking for at the end? Do you want to walk away with an understanding, or do you want to walk away and look at each other with like regrets and jittery, as you said, John?
Yes.
Yeah. That whole thing. That fucks me up, man. You know, if I react, even if it's somebody I don't know, right? Like someone that maybe someone's just a fucking cock, and I react. And it's one thing if I'm reacting to protect, you know, my family. That's a different type of reaction. But if I just react because some guy's an asshole, well, fuck, I'm the idiot.
It's true. No, and
you feel bad afterwards.
When you think back about it, it's true. Number two. So I'm thinking, Cheryl. I think the thread. What I'm gonna do is come back to you and Dwayne. So you guys have your Sunday. You have your Sunday resets, and then what I suspect happens is you make a priority to each other again for that week. You may think, okay, let's reset. You start in your head. You start thinking, okay, Dwayne, I'm going to put you first. And then maybe as the week goes on, it happens again. But my point though, is that prioritize each other again. Boom. It's like a reset starting again. Would that be fair, Cheryl? Johnny? Fair?
Yes. Yep. Absolutely fair. Because you choose that person, your partner, right? So I'm going to choose you.
Yes.
Every single time, every single day, every single moment. And if I fall down in that, then I need to apologize. And we talk about it because it's going to happen. We're human. You know, we're going to make mistakes.
Yes.
We're going to make mistakes.
Yes. Johnny,
when you find yourself, which I find myself doing this often, sometimes I'll apologize and someone will say, you don't need to apologize. Well, I'm not apologizing for you. I'm apologizing for me.
Forgiving yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I didn't behave in a way that I'm proud of. And I'm sorry for that. And you were in the situation, so apologizing to you, myself, the situation, period. End of story.
Cheryl, as an avoider, how have you and Dwayne worked at over communicating? Because we know over communicating is often better than under communicating, yet you've made it very clear that you both will avoid communication. So that to me, as I'm listening to you, as I'm getting to know you, that's an intentional, I got to walk towards fear. I got to walk towards what I don't like to do, which is over communicate. How do you do that, Cheryl?
You prioritize. We're talking about priorities, right? You prioritize your love for that person. And you realize that at the end of the day, you're growing, right? We are not the same people we were 12 years ago.
Yes.
And so we're continuing to grow and we're still getting to know each other, right? He was working, you know, as like head of security at a university. I was an executive in corporate. Now we're both entrepreneurs. We're in a completely different life. We have to talk. We're doing things differently. We have a doggy. You know what I mean? Like we've got responsibilities. It's different. It's different. And so we just have to come to each other every single day. We choose each other every day, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yes. Johnny, I love what you do. Because you guys have Terry time. You call it Terry time. So that's your. I'm suspecting as we've gotten to know you, that's your time to make sure you're always over communicating. Hey, Johnny.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's not always about communicating, but I think with her, and you just asked me this recently. You know, what does she get most frustrated with? She gets most frustrated with lack of effort.
Okay.
So when I bring forth that time to her, that demonstrates the effort. Now, what's happening during that time, it's going to be different all the time. Like we've had our youngest home for the last 6 weeks, which has been wonderful. But what we haven't been doing is cranking up the tunes, turning down the lights, and rocking like we normally do a lot, because it's just not in the cards,
Yes.
It's because, the young one is home. And so, like right now, Terry time is a bit skewed. It's more of, it's, almost back when we were like, when the kids were in high school, it was like, now this is more family time.
Yes.
But either way, there's a disengagement of, because I tend to be overly focused, and the term is, in my house, I go underwater, or that I can't be found. That's my focus. So I make sure I come up for air, and I spend time with fam right now, or her when fam's not here.
Yeah.
Without that effort, shit falls apart real quick. And sometimes I fuck that up. I'm totally honest.
I'm the same, Anderson. I'm the same, because I'm a builder. I put I put my head under covers, and I just go. And like, holy shit, a month's gone by, or 3 weeks, time's gone by, and I'm reminded. We got a sign in our bedroom that just hangs over the mirror that says, "I love us." When I wake up in the morning, my eyes open. It's the first thing I see, and it's a good reminder. It's a good reminder for me that because I do love us, right? But sometimes, I don't want to say forget about us, but you get to your point, John, because I think we're a lot alike. I put head down. I love your analogy about underwater, because I'll put my head underwater, and I'm thinking like you. Like, I can go underwater for a long fucking time, and
the problem with that. I love the analogy, because I can see everybody else.
Yes.
But they can't see you.
See me. They can't see me.
Wow.
There's the ripple on top, or the glare. You don't have that from underneath.
Yes.
I might only be that fucking far, but they don't know.
Yes.
Yeah. Keith, you and we had a conversation earlier this week, and you mentioned, we're just talking about being in media and how you were like doing this with your thumb, and you're talking about like you want to stop the scroll.
Yeah.
It's the same thing in a relationship. What you guys are talking about, you're talking about it underwater. You're just scrolling, right? You're like you're moving, you're grooving, you're doing your thing. Now it's the holidays, it's their business, it's whatever is going on at the time. You have to stop the scroll.
Well said.
In your relationship. Well, you made me think about it a couple of days ago.
Well said.
You have to stop the scroll in order to make it happen.
Yeah, well said. Yeah. Well said. Rebuilding trust with actions. If trust is cracked, you pair a single sincere apology. I'll just be vulnerable here. So Lauren and I are coming from 9 years together. I will say, knock on wood, but we have not been through a situation where there's been trust broken, right? So, and I'm proud of that. I'm extremely proud of that.
Hell yeah.
But it's it's rebuilding trust with actions, right? And because I know we can talk, but it's truly the actions that rebuild trust. Anything you guys want to throw on the table that you can share based on an experience about rebuilding trust with actions? Cheryl, starting with you.
Yeah, well, thank goodness in my relationship with Dwayne, we have the utmost trust, but trust can be broken in other ways. It doesn't necessarily need to be like an infidelity or something like that. Sometimes it's just like, you said you were going to do something, and I trusted you were going to do it, and you didn't do it, right?
Yes.
It could be something as simple as that. But if you actually it comes back down to communication again and again. If you talk about it, you express it, tell me how it made you feel, that kind of thing. We can have a conversation about it. And now I'll know for next time, I'm sorry. I promise you I won't do that again.
Yes.
And hopefully you believe me, but it's the actions that you take
from that
point on after you reset and make that promise that's going to make all the difference.
Yeah.
That's what I find.
Yeah. What about you, Johnny?
Yeah. I mean, like and it sounds so silly. Like, how do you miss your fucking cue for Terry time? Right.
Yes.
But it's like, it's just fuck. I mean, fuck.
Sometimes
it can be brought on by like, she might, sometimes when she goes to the salon, the beauty salon, she'll fucking be there way past our Terry time. And so that will break a pattern. Right. And then, like, it sounds silly, but it can be as simple as something like that. And then the next day something happens where I've got to deal with something, and it just kind of gets that line gets muddy after a few skewed days. And so she really relies on me to step forward. That's something that I think makes a huge difference. That's the effort of me stepping forward, me breaking free, coming to her. That makes a big difference. And so on that level, you know, I can fucking say whatever I want to. Oh, yesterday you were here. Today I was here. She doesn't fucking care. She's in her mind. She's shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You know, just fucking get back on track.
Yeah.
And so basically that's what it comes down to. And I would say it's about the kids, but even like with my relationship, because Terry, and she goes, she knows I'm a very good communicator. And she, as she says it, you're very good at manipulating with communication.
Oh goodness.
But what am I trying to do with that manipulation? If I'm manipulating for us, or am I manipulating to fucking position myself out of not taking a responsibility all the way? You know, because sometimes when the line's a little blurred, I find myself lobbying for something when I just need to shut the fuck up and do it right tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. Hanging out with Keith, John, and Cheryl this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends are talking about resetting relationships. I got a couple more to throw on the table before I walk my two colleagues out of the lab here quickly. The first one is, and actually, Johnny, before I do that though, I want to just choose some words to throw back at you and my brother. You use the word silly as if you were justifying how you were feeling, and I want to offer a correction to you that I never want to hear you justify. And
where did I say silly? Just some.
Yeah, I think you were justifying how you were feeling about something that might have been perceived as silly. When I'm like, no, bro, that's not you. Because
I put it in context, because I think it was probably misdigested. As my
okay, guess. Yeah, because I don't, you know. We never want to justify ourselves, and if you're feeling,
I'm with it. I don't see myself as a justifier. I see myself as putting a little comic relief into a situation. So I'm just curious where I put it, because I could be wrong. Maybe you're catching something on this. So I'm wanting to understand where I said that, so I could really break it down and recognize that if I did do that, I didn't know it.
You can tell how well we love communicating, can't you?
I mean, I absolutely love you guys. I mean, the accountability, you know what I mean? And how you.
Well, I heard him say it. And I'm like, this is John. I heard him say it because he was talking about, because you were saying that Terry was this, and you're like, and maybe I misunderstood.
Oh, no, it sounds, yes, it sounds silly that I would miss this cue, meaning it sounds ridiculous that I would miss this cue. So I was actually I was attacking myself less. By saying that makes sense.
I know there's been times when I have beat myself at my own mirror going, why am I acting at something that is so silly when, well, no, if it's important to me, it's not.
What I could have said was, it sounds ridiculous that I would miss Terry time, but I said silly just to kind of make it a little lighter.
I get you.
That makes sense. It wasn't. Yeah, I fucking miss it, point blank. That was the whole conversation. I wasn't saying, oh, you know, I kind of do and I can't. No, I came forth and said I miss it.
Yes,
you know,
I love it.
And some people might say, you know, it seems kind of silly, seems kind of weird that you would miss that. It seems fucking ridiculous that I would miss it, but I did.
Yes. Yeah.
So I'm just putting it into more of a context that maybe more people could gravitate to, because a lot of times people won't be honest with themselves enough. Say that was.
That's very true.
I'm fucking ridiculous. What the fuck are you doing, you dumb shit?
Yeah.
Some people won't resonate with that. But when I say it seems kind of silly that I would miss that. Oh yeah, you know, I kind of miss that sometimes too. So I was making that more relatable, not justifying.
I love it, Johnny. Love it, man. That's why I love this show,
man.
You
guys are awesome.
Love communicating. Two quick things. Working on yourself, not just us. And I know this is a big thing because John's taking care of himself. I take care of Lauren was taking care of herself this morning. And Lauren's work ethic is what makes me so attractive to her. Like and I see her work on herself all the time. And Johnny, I knew you're the same thing, Terry. And I got to think, Cheryl, where's that value mindset line with you?
Yeah, I mean, especially where we are right now, we are constantly working on ourselves. It's funny because this morning, and I have been meditating. We do transcendental meditation. We've been practicing it for about 10 years or so.
Oh yeah.
But it's a practice that as you get busier, the more you need it and the less time you feel like you have to do it.
Yes.
And so we've gotten away from it a little bit. And I watched him over the last couple of weeks, every morning, getting back into his meditation practice. And I watch him. And then this morning I was like, you know what? I've been like not taking care of myself up here the way I need to, because I've been so busy building. And this morning I was there doing my meditation. You know what I mean? Like, he motivates me so much.
So there's a phrase that goes with that. So check this out.
Yeah.
If you find someone saying, or yourself, anyone saying, yeah, I don't have the time, I can only do it 10 minutes.
Yeah.
If you find yourself saying that, what that means is you actually need 30.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
it's like a huge fucking flare shooting off in the fucking air.
Yes.
It's
like
a
a Friday
signal.
flare.
Yeah, it's like when you say you don't have time to take care, you can only scrape up 10 minutes, or you can't do it at all.
Well
That means
said,
you
Anderson.
need fucking 3 times as much as you're doing, because you're fucking missing the
100%.
essence of what it's all about.
Well said.
Yep.
Well said.
Yes, very well said. Reminds me of your tip.
Yeah.
John, which I loved,
Yeah. Final one, you guys. And this is
That
one
was off the fucking cup, because I was
Well, it
so
was
involved
awesome.
in Petra's
It was
thing.
good.
Normally, I show up having a concept. I was like, Keith goes lifestyle tip. I'm like, oh fuck, I haven't even put 10 seconds into this.
You off the cuff from now on, John. It was great.
He's always up. Learning how to fight. I got a bonus one. Learning how to fight. Learning how to fight. Like learning how to have a disagreement with your partner, because there's a learning. It just doesn't. So sure,
you got to recalibrate that thing. It's not learning how to fight. It's learning how to fucking have a productive conversation.
Thank you, John. Yeah, that's why I caught myself reframing it. Learning how to disagreement and learning how to have a productive conversation that ends in a space where you want it to end. But there certainly is a learning, isn't there, Cheryl? Like, tell us about your first conversation that had a disagreement with you and Dwayne.
The very first time we had a disagreement.
Well, how difficult was that?
That was interesting. Okay, we're gonna go way back until when we first started dating.
It's crazy you can remember that. That's cool.
I know. I really had to go. I had to go back.
Man.
We first started dating, and we were sitting there having dinner. He came over to my house. We were having dinner, and his phone rang.
Oh.
And it was his ex-girlfriend.
Oh.
And his ex-girlfriend, the ringtone, he never changed the ringtone. And it was Alicia Keys. Every time you touch me, I remember. And that song came on, and I knew that. I mean,
how X was the X?
X.
No, but I mean, what's the timeline of X? Was it X by 2 days?
Yeah, they broke up.
Or was it X by 2 years?
It was like X by 2 years. Like they were like a couple years gone, right?
And he still had that ringtone on?
Well, that was my thing. But
I like, okay, that's a fucking flag for me too. If this was like 6 months, I could kind of get it. You know, you're just back into the fucking flat territory again. You're off the real bumpy trail. But 2 fucking years, how do you sit there and leave that shit there for that long, man?
Dwayne, what are you doing, Dwayne?
It was the funniest thing because the phone went off. Yeah. I looked at him, he looked at me, and I could tell right away that in his mind he was like, oh, shit, I never changed that freaking phone, that ringtone.
Oh no.
And I immediately took my plate, I walked off, and it became a thing. But I gotta tell you, and this is what I knew. I think I knew already that I was gonna marry him.
Yeah.
And he looked at me as I was like getting all caught up in the person that we talked about many times. I knew she meant nothing, right? And it was just a ringtone that he just never got around to changing.
Yeah.
And they didn't even care she called. She called because there was a death and family and like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
He looked at me and he said, Cheryl, I love peace.
Oh.
And I looked at him and I was like, I love peace too. So let me check myself. I'm not saying that through the years there's been like unpeaceful times, right? We call it spirited conversations when you have them.
Yeah.
And those Sunday meetings really, really help a lot because sometimes they're 30 minutes and sometimes they're 2 hours. But when he said, I love peace, that just like spoke to my heart. And then I knew he was the man for me.
Because some people, they don't even know it, but they fucking seek fucking turmoil.
Yes.
And a person that is programmed or still doesn't understand that they bring that shit on themselves because that's what they're comfortable within some sort of turmoil. I will avoid that person like plague, because I'm not going to be the one to try to fucking change you. You got to get that shit straightened out before you can step back into my world. I don't give a shit on what level. You can be an associate, you can be an acquaintance. If every time I see someone there's a fucking problem, well, I'll turn my back before you get close next time.
Yeah.
Dude, where are the heart emojis on this? I'd be pumping them up big times for that.
Cheryl Raphael Whitaker joining us from Joyzy, founder of she's the joy. Jimmy, you took it off the screen. I was reading it. The Eden Anthony. She's the joy woman here. She was on the show earlier this week. She's a friend of the lab. We're going to be bringing her back here quite often. John Anderson and myself. We're just wrapping up a chat on resetting relationships. Had a wonderful conversation with Cheryl on this one before it's too late. Cheryl, closing words for you before I get you out of here, kid. What? How would you like to leave this conversation today about resetting relationships? What would be meaningful for you, Cheryl?
I think, well, you said I'm the joy lady, so I got to bring joy in there. It's foundational, and it helps you tremendously in how you show up in your life, and definitely how you show up in your relationships. Think about why you're resetting in the first place, and act accordingly. Check yourself, and bring others along on a journey with you. And thank you for the conversation.
Hey, Anderson, we're going to have to bring Dwayne on next time for the exact same conversation. And then we'll have you, me, and Dwayne and Johnny. And then we'll have Cheryl.
Yeah, you will never be the same. I'm telling you that right now.
We got John Petro saying this. I love peace. Best quote of the week. It's hard to argue with that, man. That's a wonderful quote. That just would settle everything.
Because that distills everything. So it's there after that statement. You can either agree or disagree. There's nothing else to be said.
Nothing else.
I want to hang on that for a second because I might just steal that, because if I ever find myself in a situation with Lauren where I'm finding something,
you don't have to steal that. That's given to everyone. It's just you choose to take it.
What I like about that though is I can see myself, because that's a wonderful way, John, to control my brain to respond instead of react. Because if I say that first, you know what? I love peace. And then slow myself and either walk back or turn away. It's not about turning my back on you, Cheryl. It's about reminding myself and reminding us that peace is more important. Let's just collect ourselves before we have a conversation, because peace is most. I love that. That's a really good.
That knee jerk that you're talking about.
Yeah,
mine is good because it needs to be quick. I need to beat I need a one word that can fucking beat whatever's coming in to my fucking brain to stop that fucking negative spigot turning on.
Yeah.
As soon as that negative spigot turns on, I feel the shit come down in me. Now I'm going to be fucked for hours.
You know, it's funny.
Good. Turns that fucker off. Pow. I might get a drip, but I can deal with a drip.
I love this show. We got Michael out there, Global, who's, before you even said it, Anderson, says, and I was talking, he's like, same with John's quote. Good. John's quote, good, because we got our community here that's very active in the show.
One fucking word. So easy to spit out.
Good.
You can say peace if you wanted to. Whatever it is, whatever the word is to you, use it. You have to be self-aware, though. You have to be in the moment.
Yes. Awesome. I've kept Anderson overtime. And Cheryl, I told you this is a 13-minute segment that might go a little bit longer than that. And I kept you. I know you are, which is awesome. Cheryl, so much gratitude for you to hang out with us this morning. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Anderson, you're on your way out of here too, brother. You gonna go pick up some dog shit or get the kid? I know how it works. And listen,
I actually texted myself when I was taking a dump to reach out to the neighbor kid later.
I picked up dog shit this morning. If anybody cares.
I love it.
Have a good one, guys.
The fucking problem is, Cheryl, I've got like 3/4 of an acre that's fucking covered with dog shit.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, this is like 4 weeks behind. This is not a little dog. This is not a one fucking pooper scooper day.
You got methane gas going on.
This is multiple fucking 5-gallon bucket day.
This is the cumulative habits that are building up that Johnny has to go clean up there. So,
oh my God.
Good times.
Have a great weekend, guys.
You too, Cheryl. Thank you. Awesome.
Yeah. Bye.
All right, Cheryl. Johnny. Fun show, man. Fun week, fun show. Good show here today. Petro, Cheryl, a lot of good shit, man. And we had some good, you and I, great conversation, always good energy. And I'm looking forward to chatting with you over the weekend as well, pal.
Absolutely, my brother. I think Petro should be like a Friday.
I agree. So totally, fuck, man. I was putting it together yesterday, and it's funny because I was going to talk to you this weekend. We'll talk about it on the show. I would love to have Petro on like a Friday segment, the bullshit segment with Petro. We bring him in on Friday because he was joining me in the second hour when you left, actually, on the community corner around 9:45. But Petro, if you're listening, would love to have you in on Fridays for like our regular like an 8:30 segment. We'll call it Bullshit in the Lab with Petro. And especially in a world now where we don't know what the fuck is true or not true, we can get this guy who can help us out with, 10,000 this, 80 cents this, 48% this, and we got the guy who can keep us honest.
To enrich the segment, we got to tell whoever the fuck is coming up with these things that you call bullshit to get a little bit more specific. Because they were all so fucking blanket. Hell, we didn't even need the doc for that stuff. I was able to fucking shoot that stuff down.
That was me putting it together on the fly.
Well, fuck, stop thinking about fucking Bobo's scrotum when you're doing this. Stop multitasking and fucking, do your job. God damn it.
I love it. So I'm not even going to touch that one.
Well, dude, listen, once you actually use the word with that fucker's name, the whole world changed.
I know it changed for you.
Yeah, once you position yourself as owning, okay, this is like, you know what it is? It's like he was, Pulp Fiction. Yeah. They fucking open that chest and the GIMP gets out. That was my GIMP. Whoever fucking has the GIMP in the chest, well, that's your Bobo.
One of the best scenes ever, one of the best movies ever, eh? Fuck, so good. So good. So good.
Yeah, you're gonna have. I think we talk enough about Bobo. You're gonna have to find a picture of that boy, put him up here, so we can. All fucking start to connect the dots between what his face looks like when you put up there, and then we can all just imagine what his face looks like when he feels your warm palm on his scrotum.
I'm going to talk to Mom this weekend and get a picture of Bimbo for us so we can bring Bimbo. And hey, I could actually make a Bimbo. We could bring Bimbo into the show. Bimbo can be part of the community with us. He can be one of our characters. He can go hang out with Frankie and Tommy.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, just don't put him in next to you in the lab. We don't want to see that stuff. Fuck.
Get out of here.
Lord, I just gotta say for the record, I'm sorry. It's just too easy.
It's fucking hard. I love it. I love it. It's why it works. It's why this works. It's why you and I work. It's why the show works.
I love it.
Lots
all right, my brother.
Have a good one. Okay, we'll talk to you later.
Look forward to catching up over the weekend.
100%, pal. Lots of love. See you later, bud. Take care. Bye. All right, guys. Good morning. Good morning. You're left with me. Yep. I started with you guys and I'm ending with you guys.
And I know you fucking love it.
Good morning. Welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. We've had a packed 90 some odd minutes. What a fun show here today. A lot of energy, a lot of excitement. I know we did not get to Did You Know? No, we were too busy talking relationship stuff, Jimmy. So I'm just having a quick little look through our notes here today. I got a focus topic coming up here, guys. We're talking about the grind. The grind. It's actually not the grind. Yeah. So, it is not the grind here, but I'm gonna save the Did You Know for Monday because I think that we can teach Johnny some of the stuff here. So we're gonna move Did You Know to Monday because there's some stuff that we can teach, and we want to do that. So I think we're gonna do Jimmy. We're gonna move our way to the daily grind in a quick second, but before we do that, just you guys are tuning in here this morning. Big news in the world of media, and what's that news? Well, if you're in the same demographic that I am and John Petrocelli is, and good morning, Hersey. I see you there in the comments. Looking forward to grabbing a coffee with you here today. You're the same age as Sullivan and Global and the whole gang here. We were all heading on down to Netflix as Blockbuster was closing and renting movies like a bunch of Warner Brothers content. And who would have thought that today Netflix and Warner Brothers are one? So, here's the funny thing too, is that some of you might think that Warner Brothers owns Discovery and CNN, and it does, but they're separating that. So no, Netflix is not going to have CNN on it. So that'll be a whole different situation. But what I'm also excited about, to those of you that are hanging out with me since day one, and we're building a platform here, I'm eager to get the phone ringing in a few years when they're looking for live platform companies that create live shows. That's us here on the Mornings in the Lab Live Network. We get started 7:30 Eastern Time with Roofie, Kindness Rising. And then 8 o'clock, we get after right here on the big show itself, Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends, Monday through Friday, right here on YouTube, over there on LinkedIn, and over there on X, of course. And right now, we're going to get into a segment. It's going to be real talk. The daily grind that sparked some life transformation. Jimmy, let's get it started, brother.
Most guys think the grind ended when they hit the finish line, but nobody talks about how lost you feel once the noise stops.
You chase freedom for years, then finally get it and realize you don't know who you are without the pressure keeping you moving.
Then something surprising hits you. The work that feels alive, not heavy, shows up once you stop performing and start actually living.
It's wild how momentum comes back when you're building something that matches you. Not brand you, not title you, the real you.
And that's why today's morning focus matters.
Gratitude, identity, purpose, the spark behind the show. This segment explains the transformation underneath it all.
Hey. Hersey, yes, Netflix offered to sell to Blockbuster for $50 million in 2000. You see how that worked out. It's like the cheapest deal ever when Facebook bought Instagram for $1 billion. Think about that, eh? Just think about that. And then when I see your comment here, Netflix offered to sell it to Blockbuster. Could you? Oh my! I'm just kind of hanging on that for a moment here. Like back then, they all would have been happy that we acquired Netflix for $50 million. Woo, baby, that's crazy. Global, I see your comment there. And while I do agree with you that there are scientific words to describe bowel movements, poop seems slang. True story. And I do know that there are great shows out there that use those scientific terms, that have people that are extremely educated and very bright and a lot of fun. But as you know, Mike, Global, we like to use slang words. So that's just the kind of attitude and the rhythm that we bring here to the show. So you are correct. We probably could find some better terminology to use, but there seems to be some fun with hanging out with the slangs that we often throw on the table here. All right, guys, the daily grind that sparked my life transformation. And it's actually not what you think it is. It hasn't been a grind at all. And you know, we live in a world where we need headlines and hooks. Or as I was talking to Buddy yesterday, we're living in a rage baiting world. You know, yesterday we got excited, had energy up there. A lot of comments after the show. Love the energy. Loved how you guys were getting after it and so forth. And I'm like, yeah, because boring doesn't work anymore. Like boring is just wah. Like nobody pays attention to boring. So you gotta find a way. You gotta find a way. So when I say that the daily grind that sparked my life transformation, let's just turn it around. It's actually a twist because it wasn't a grind at all. No. When I sold my previous life, I actually thought that I understood what the grind meant. For years, it was the oxygen, the company, the clients, the 24/7 conversation. It was getting off the airplanes with my partner, looking at our email, looking at our Blackberries, all excited about what's coming. The pressure cooker of building something from nothing like we are doing here today. And then when the exit happened, I honestly thought the grind may have been behind me. Continued working for the company that had bought us for 10 years. I had frankly built the dream. The bank account showed it. I had frankly earned the freedom. Some would say crossed the finish line. And I had a meeting with a fellow yesterday. Said, so Keith, why are you doing it again? I said, dude, you misunderstand me. He's like, what do you mean? I said, well, for me to achieve what I achieved yesterday probably would suggest that I'm unlike an average man. So what would make you think that as a not average man, I would be finished with what I've already accomplished? Is Warren Buffett done? Nope. Arnold Schwarzenegger done? Nope. Is any of the world's greatest minds, athletes, actors, whoever we looked up to, are they done? No. We're just getting started. So you're either wired for it or you're not. Because finishing one race only reveals the starting line of what's next. And frankly, for me, it's taken some time. Taking a lot of money. But then the weirdest thing happened. Along the whole thing, is I didn't know who I was without the grind, as some would call it. The grind, or do we call it the gratitude? Because for a while, in the longest time, it's like I tried to fill the space with new ventures, wondering where my identity was. Maybe new missions. Some hit, truthfully. Spent a lot of time in the AR, VR world. The funny thing is that world I spent time in is only predicting what's coming, which gives me the confidence to talk about what's coming. I can see what is coming. So when I think about that, it fell flat. No, it didn't fall flat. It fell flat for all of you watching, but it just showed me what's coming. And some of these things that we're doing was just me trying to find my footing again. After, frankly, what seemed like the biggest chapter of my life came to a close. And then one morning, and you guys have been watching it happen in real time. And some of you who've been around for a long time will have noticed. Charlie, you're one of them. But it hit me in this journey. This isn't a grind. To many, I did 50 podcasts in a whole year. Congratulations. This isn't a grind for me. This is a living. This is what I do. This is who I am. I don't drag myself out of bed to push a boulder uphill anywhere, frankly. No. I was sprinting towards something that felt alive. I'm sprinting towards this every single day. I'm sprinting towards the future with all of you with me. And something along the way has offered me a chance not to chase the metrics, because the metrics will come, not chasing the status. At this point, I'm not even chasing money. To those that know me know that's bullshit. I'm actually chasing momentum. I'm chasing energy. I'm chasing human connection. I'm chasing that return on experience. Why? Because I know the return on investment will come. Because I know the only spark that shows up when you do something you're built for over and over and over. And that's when I've realized that this transformation has been happening along the way. It's just taken me longer. It's taken me longer to do it in front of all of you. And sometimes what makes me sad is I know there are many men, many women out there that are trying to get to their transformation, but maybe just don't know how to get to one day, someday, or get in front of the camera to do it. And this all just didn't come from a morning routine or a mountain climb or a big revelation. No. It came from spending time with all of you. It came from spending time with Anderson, with Marty. It came from gratitude. It came from replacing grind with the other GR word called gratitude. It came from the deep, quiet gratitude for the life that I get to live now. I get to do this. I get to host a live morning show Monday to Friday. I get to build something from scratch again, a white canvas. I get to work with people I love. I love Jimmy, love Melissa, love Rahima, Celine, John. I never used those words before because I didn't feel it. But I love the people I get to work with. I get to mix humans and AI and invent a format that didn't exist yesterday. And when I wake up with the news of Netflix and Warner Brothers merging together, I'm sorry, I'll rephrase that. Netflix purchasing Warner Brothers, I get to wake up excited because of what I know that I'm building. That will be part of that future in the future. Hello? Who's this? Netflix? What's this? Oh, you're looking for a live platform? Oh yeah, we have a live morning show platform. How much? Oh yeah. Some people call their life a grind. Some people couldn't even imagine getting up daily at 3:40 a.m. and then working till 9 o'clock daily, 7 days a week. To them, it's a grind. I call it living. Because I've lived the grind. But this is joy, Cheryl Whitaker. It's joy with structure. It's ambition with freedom. It's work with meaning. It's life with purpose. And I got to be honest, guys, when I closed the chapter on IFCUC and I went for a long time trying to fucking figure shit out. I know Maurice knows I took a long time figuring shit out. I went searching for the next chapter, but it turns out that the next chapter was actually searching for me. And you know what? You know what, Charlie? I'm talking to you right now, pal. I'm fucking living it. I'm living it. I'm loud. I'm living it live. And I'm living it grateful. Fully awake every single day. Tomorrow's success is frankly inevitable. There's no doubt about it in my mind. The success just really links to how much success and what is the definition of success. But guys, I don't call what I do a grind. I call what I do very grateful. Thank you.
December shows us where we've been drifting. Not dramatic failures, just the small habits we stop noticing week after week. You can restart 100 times, but nothing lifts off until your habits change. Real progress starts with fixing what's holding you back.
Progress gets easier when you choose one priority.
Most of us already know the one thing that matters. We avoid it because it demands consistency, not excitement.
Waiting for January never works.
Change starts when you deal with the obvious stuff now. Even one small step today puts you further ahead than another clean slate. All right, the handsome chief has plenty to add here. Keith, take it from here.
All right, we're starting over on YouTube, guys. We got Dan Martell. I'm a Dan Martell fan. With Shakin' Dan, use December as separation season while everyone else coasts. So interesting. So Dan Martell says that most people end the year in the same place they started. Isn't that true? Oh man, I'm gonna keep my energy on a positive track here today because you get all excited around the December, January, folks. Yeah, multitasking, coasting through holidays, hide behind excuses, time wasting habits. No, I don't got any work to do. I'll get started in January. Really? Dan talks about his framework for the last 30 days. Pick one outcome, stack two habits under it, and treat everything else as a no. Use December as separation season. Do 90 minutes of deep work on your number one priority every single morning. Daily non-negotiable. Set 1 to 2 habits in body and mind and business. Do them every single day. Stop making excuses. Feel the feelings. Fly the plane and act anyway. Listen. This is all great advice, Martell. I'm going to pivot a little bit for a second here. Where I get sometimes frustrated, I love you, Dan, is that sometimes we're giving stuff people need to be doing all the time. What I get frustrated with this is that it's like, okay, it's December. No, why aren't we doing this all year? Like, why? It's back to, oh, it's this day. Let's pick this day and pick it out. We need to encourage folks to have consistent habits on a daily basis. So I wouldn't just wait till December to call it separation season. No, I wouldn't. Not at all, actually. I would be working on that stuff all year. I want to invite people to be thinking differently, not thinking about rushing towards okay, I got to do a 75-day challenge. Maybe you need to get yourself started. So maybe December is the way to get started. But I think, as John was, that's just noise. You know you have to get started. Maybe that's not the problem. Maybe there's something deeper. So while I appreciate the comments, Dan, that using December as separation season while everyone else coasts, I would invite you to spend your whole life going in the right direction instead of waiting for December. When I read this, I think that we're waiting to get to December to do this. There's many folks that are going, okay, well, I'm going to do this in December. No, do it now. Don't wait. Sorry, I got a guy who I'm not gonna name him. 3.5 weeks ago, he met with me. He's like, yeah, I'm thinking about starting a live show or a podcast. Guess what he's still doing? Jimmy. He's still fucking waiting. And then yesterday he sends me asking for advice. I said, start. Well, we're thinking about getting started next week. We're thinking about getting started next week. See ya. Substack. This guy turned a canceled Ironman into a tribute to his father. TJ Schnur trained for a full year for Ironman Wilmington. 70.3. Logistics and family life forced to change to the race. I was looking for my notes here. And the anniversary of his father's death, David's 30th birthday. Indoor swim, bike, weighted ruck. He can redefine the arena. So the crux of the matter is he had a bunch of obstacles get in front of him, and he had to make some changes. So here's the question. What's the goal that you're clinging to that needs to be redirected around what actually matters? Because here's what I suspect is going to happen. You might find yourself today wanting to do this, but then that might get in the way. And then sometimes when that gets in the way, we need to find a way to get it back to this. So, when shit goes sideways, how do you figure it out? All right, keeping it going here. We're going to move on. We're going to wrap up the Community Corner segment over on LinkedIn here this morning. And Nathan Tanner says, many talented people fall short because they play not to lose instead of fully committing to play to win. He uses Bruce Wayne's prison escape. Yeah, exactly, Global. The snoozers. The person who snoozes will snooze on everything their entire life. They're going to start their day with a snooze. They're going to snooze through their meeting. They're going to be late for an assignment. It's a habit. So if that's the habit you want to continue with, then he'd keep hitting snooze. But Nathan Tanner says, many talented people fall short because they play not to lose instead of fully committing to play to win. I could not agree more with that. Fear of loss and attachment to safety stops people capable from reaching the next level. It's back to the ad placement we have on the planet right now, looking for a business development person. Specifically, looking for somebody who's playing to win, not playing to lose. Somebody who's playing to lose wants a paycheck. True story. Because you know there's a boat there waiting for you to get off the island. It's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for somebody who wants to get on the island with the boats that are burning, who wants to play to win. It's a full commitment to play to win. All fucking in. Boats are burning. Think about it. Think about the Dark Knight Rising. Think about the rope-assisted jump that keeps failing. The real breakthrough required letting go of safety when the Dark Knight rised during the Bruce Wayne prison escape. Guys, the core obstacle is eternal fear. Is eternal fear, not external barriers. The key question that we have to ask ourselves is this: where do you need more conviction and willingness to go all in? Where is it? And here's the second question you have to ask yourself this: what rope are you still holding on to that's keeping you from the jump that you need to make? Is it safety net? Is it knowing there's a boat over there to get into? Because in my world, there's no boat there. As I move into 2026 with the team here, as we build a network, there's no boats. They're all burning. Why? Because we're playing to win. Every single fucking day. Play to win. Maya, do you play to win?
What today's stories show is simple. Progress isn't about force, it's about alignment. When your actions match your priorities, things finally start moving.
Redefining a goal isn't quitting. It's choosing a version of success that actually fits your life instead of impressing strangers.
So here's the real question for today. What shift would immediately change your momentum if you stop negotiating with it?
Guys, that's a wrap on another big one. Woo! Big show here, big week. Actually, true story. Yeah, a lot of fun, a lot of rats a wrap today. Yeah, so we covered a lot of ground on today's show. Did we ever cover a lot of ground on today's show? I want to quickly say pause, thanks to my team. Celine and Jimmy, you guys are getting up to it last minute here today. We've been trying some new things out. We run 2 titles on this show, guys, and one title is anchored in our pillars, and one title is anchored in the live activity that's happening in the world right now. And of course, Warner Brothers and Netflix. There's a big event happening in the world right now. So, which truthfully impacted our team inside the house, because before the show we're moving things around. So I want to just express an immense amount of gratitude for Jimmy and Celine, and Melissa's off today, so they were getting after it, and you guys delivered. So thank you so much. Guys, we covered a lot of ground. Fuck yeah. From $1 trillion super volcano trusts. And Jimmy put the map on the screen. Yep, Portland and Oregon. There's a big $1 trillion super volcano hanging out there in America. You guys might want to go find it. We didn't get into the podcast Joe Budden thing. We'll do that with Monday, because Marty didn't get in here today. And we talked center stage with Don Petrocelli. Don, yeah. Now he's Don. The doc, Dr. John Petrocelli, was in on this on center stage. We're going to do a regular state. We're going to do try to speak. We're going to do a regular statement on Friday. Fuck, man. We're going to do a regular segment on Fridays with the doc himself, Petro. We're going to do, I haven't asked him, but I'm suspecting it's going to be okay. Bullshit or no bullshit with the doc himself, Dr. John Petrocelli. And then we had our other favorite guest. Yeah, the bald one herself, the woman of joy. Cheryl Whitaker hanged out with us for a good 30 minutes. We talked 6 ways to reset your relationship before it's too late. A lot of vulnerability happening there, guys. So if your relationship, whether it's with your girl, your boy, your family, your kids, whoever, your own mirror, it's never too late to reset your relationship. Guys, I got an invitation for you. Yes, Anderson needs help cleaning dog shit in his backyard. All truth though. Do not let the weekend make you sloppy. Here's my invitation. We know we're back at this in, 48, 62, 72, in a few hours. So here's what happens. These next few days are going to expose the truth about your discipline and mine. Are you going to find yourself standing in the kitchen, in front of the fridge, in front of the pantry, making stupid ass decisions? Self-sabotaging decisions? Because guys, this weekend is going to reveal who you are when no one's watching. We don't have each other to come to every 22 hours. So here's my invitation for you. Stay intentional. Stay awake. Get that rest. Get that recovery. Stay accountable to yourself. Stay accountable to your own mirror. Stay accountable to the man, the woman, the human you want to become. Rest if you need to. Recover if you need to, but don't fall asleep on yourself, guys. Sullivan does it. Sullivan, I'm grateful for you, man. I'm grateful for your contribution to the show today. And I see your comments there as well. Global, you too. Holroyd, you too. Matt, Kindness Rising, the whole gang. I appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys Monday morning right here, live. Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends, 8 o'clock Eastern time. YouTube, LinkedIn, and X. Jimmy, get me out of here. Have a good one, guys. Ciao.